Please welcome Nicholas Pinnock and Curtis Jackson. Sarah has the first question. Sorry about that, Nicholas. I was trying to see what I was seeing, and my glasses were kind of, it was a whole thing.
No
but I
problem,
apologize.
no problem.
Go ahead,
Curtis, you got some
Sarah.
You got some pretty cool news this week. The video for your hit single, Into Club, reached 1 billion views on YouTube. Now, when you released that video in 2003, did you ever think it would be seen 1 billion times? And would you have done anything differently if you knew?
1 billion? No, I didn't. I wouldn't predict 1 billion views or anything. You know, like it's exciting to have it. You know, this one of those songs that stick around because every day is someone's birthday.
Yeah.
Good point.
True. It's true.
Yeah,
Sunny.
I know. I have it on for my birthday all the time. Now, you've also made headlines for some of your tweets involving Donald Trump. And though you support Biden, you've said you turned down money, actually, from the Trump campaign. And you implied that the campaign gave Lil Wayne money in return for support. Do you think that was an attempt by the Trump campaign to secure the black male vote?
Absolutely, that was. You know, like, and I think just with the timing of it, like for me, they offered was 500,000. It went up to $1 million during the inauguration to attend the inauguration, and then, well, in Wayne's case, they was looking for people to publicly support him in different ways. When he done some things prior to that would fix in perception that he's accepting those in action. So he brought Wayne out for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sarah.
Now, Nicholas, you're from the UK, but you spend a lot of time in the States. When you look at what's been going on here, both leading up to and since our election, what do you make of it?
You know, it's not too dissimilar to what goes on in the UK, to be honest. And we live in such a globalized world now, the internet. We follow everything that the US does. And everything that affects here affects us over in Europe as well. So we watch it very closely. And it's interesting what goes on. The way that Europe responds to it is very different, obviously, to the people in the US, because we can't vote, but we still have the opinion, and we still have our favorites and so on and so forth. So being here during the election was very interesting, but in no ways a surprise either.
Now, Nicholas, you are absolutely fantastic in this series, and I'm such a sucker for a British accent. To hear you speak now, I'm just a bigger fan. But you recently posted on Twitter this: let's do better. White isn't a race. Black isn't a race. Asian isn't a race. People of all races know I'm tired. #OneRace. #HumanRace. What inspired you to write those words in this moment?
Well, with everything that's going on in the world globally with the Black Lives Matter movement, it's you look at history and you look at colonialism and patriarchy and all these kinds of things. And, racism as a term was designed to justify slavery. And it was a lie, and it worked, because if we separated people and called them different races and segregated them, it could justify the ill treatment of, a certain group of people. And we need to get rid of these terms and these phrases, and race no longer needs to be something that we look at as far as culture and color is concerned. That's not a way that we should describe each other and ourselves. And once we get back to understanding and really embracing that we're all the human race, I think then and from then on, we can start to find some cohesion and togetherness and stop this segregation and self-segregation of each other. It's ridiculous.
Now, Curtis, you're executive producer of your show For Life, and Nicholas, you're a producer on it. With everything that's happened since you wrapped last season with the Black Lives Matter movement and the pandemic, tell us how it will impact the show going forward.
Well, there's a lot of we've seen a lot of social injustices and things change, like the police misconduct, all these different things happen. And like Nicholas was saying in the previous essay, things that happen in America relate to the UK very closely. So like you see George Floyd and you see protesting in London. Like there's the show implements these things, but we try to walk that thin line where it's still entertaining and entertainment, and not so informative that it becomes educational for you when you're watching it. So it's really good. They'll get a chance to see those things addressed in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be tackling them in a way that. Yeah, we're going to be tackling those subjects in a way that people haven't been used to yet, and it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting for you guys to see, because I know what happens. For you guys to see how we tackle the Black Lives Matter movement.
Well, I'm really looking forward to it, because I again love the character that you play, and you play prisoner Aaron Wallace in the show, a character inspired actually by Isaac Wright Jr., who was on this show with Curtis back in February. And you've had the opportunity to really get to know Isaac and his incredible journey. So what's one thing he shared with you that you keep with you as you tell his story?
The one thing that sticks with me the most when I'm playing Aaron is his determination to prove his innocence and to fight for the right thing. Because that was one of the things that Isaac was very clear about when I spoke to him. I asked him, how did he feel all those years with the injustice and knowing that he's innocent and being incarcerated? And he had said that he didn't have time for any other emotion. He didn't have time for happiness, anger, sadness, rage, none of those things. His focus was to prove his innocence and to get himself out of prison. And that's something I carry with me whenever I'm, in the skin of Aaron.
Earlier, we were talking about Michael B. Jordan being on the cover of People's Sexiest Man Alive. Now, you've been part of that issue before. Any advice for him?
Just cool your heels. It does wonders for your love life. But that kind of confusion could,
People slipping into your DMs and stuff?
Yeah, I did the sexiest man. You get the sexiest man alive. Sexiest people in the world. We should be,
I think I'm going to leave
like,
all of that alone.
How did they leave us out? How did they leave us out? They left all of us, the sexiest people. They left all of us out.
No. You see, this is the thing. That's the thing. You know who you are. You know. I know. And I'm on the cover of every magazine when I go in my own mind. So Now we love to have you come when you come to this show. And Nicholas, you come back and hang with us again. It's really a pleasure
I would love
to have
Thank you
here. Season 2 of their show, For Life, premieres tonight at 10 p.m. right here on ABC.